Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Laura. Hey, ABC. Hey, Bree. Yeah, a little early. I forgot what time it was. I was all ready to go, so I just did it. And then I'd already done it, so it was too late to stop. So here I am. How's everybody doing today? Hey, Jeremiah. Feel like poo. Have some sort of bug or virus. Feeling uber sick. No. That's the worst. Hey, Amy. Good morning. So I read a report today that said we added $1 trillion to the national debt faster this year than we ever have, like ever, outside of a pandemic. I know, it's crazy. Hey, Mitizzi? Am I reading that right? Ready for today's chat. And the Argentina bailout. Yeah, well, they obviously don't mind spending money in a lot of places. Conversation in my office got really awkward when a coworker said Trump is just trying to get the debt down right now. Won't spend it at yours. Don't even know what that means. Suing the DOJ for 230 mil probably isn't going to help. Nope. Thank you guys. Thanks for the hearts. Guys, if you're over here on TikTok, please tap that nose. Helps push me out to other people. Especially if we hit that 10K pretty fast. Worried about Snap being cut off. That is scary. Yeah. Thoughts on when this could end? That's a good question. Latest ballroom quote is up to 300 million. Yeah, probably even higher since the cost of things like wood and aluminum and all that stuff have gone up. No penny for you. Still have no idea what you're talking about, Sasha. No worries, Bree. Yes, Ken. The GOP are the majority. Good morning, man from the West. I think he just discovered the bunker is there and now he can have a barroom and a clubhouse. What are you doing, here then? Talking. What are you doing here? Hey, Hayoka. What's up, Ricky? Hey, buddy. Guys, if you're over here, just so you know, I'm also live on the tube at the exact same time. I'm trying to grow over there. If you like being able to talk and not having to worry about your about this app filtering things, you should hang out over there. They're pretty good guys. Oh, okay. Good morning. No, I didn't, because it's a GOP shutdown. But thanks for playing. Yes. Yes, it is. Yep. Ricky, how's life treating you, man? I haven't seen much of your content. I don't know if that's the app or you're just not, haven't been posting recently. It's not a perfectly clean CR. It is different from the one they signed in March. There is no funding for things like PBS or USAID or a lot of other things. So it's not clean. So there's your first mistake. Second, the GOP are the majority. The GOP, if they want to pass something and they know they need the votes of good, that's not the point. That's not the point. You guys are calling it a clean CR. It's not a clean CR if it's different. You're having two conversations here. You're right, because they didn't negotiate. Are you early? I'm a little early. Nope, it is not exactly the same as the last time because things aren't funded that were funded in March. Hey, Aaron. Thanks for hanging out over there. Thanks for those of you that went on the tube. Appreciate you. Was doxxed and threatened, so I decided to lay low and scrub my entire platform. Plus work is not so. Dude, that absolutely sucks, man. Who did not do any negotiating with the people they needed to get a vote from? He knew Obama and Chuck, you own this entirely, and everyone knows that. What? Hi, Anna. Good morning, Robbie. Oh my gosh. It's not a clean CR. Things have changed in it. There are things that are not being funded that were. It's not clean. You may be happy with the things that have been taken away, but that doesn't change the fact that it's not clean. So you're right. They need 60 votes, which means they need to negotiate with the minority to get it passed. It's too early for this. And this is my every morning small rabbit fairy. If you go over to the tube, they're a lot less crazy. No, it means that the majority's job is to do their job. If they need to get something passed as the majority, then the majority needs to negotiate to get those votes. You think that the minority should just vote for something even though they were never talked to in any way, shape, or form? You're right. The majority voted yes. So what? The majority made the bill, but the majority needed the minority votes. No, the minority did not vote for a shutdown. The minority will not vote for a bill that they had no part in. They're not just going to give away their votes. Jimmy, go away. That is a dumb statement. Aw. Okay, South Philly girl. Correct, Kendra. It's not a do-over. You want their votes. You need to negotiate to get them. And that's also true. Republicans could pass it today if they wanted to. They could get rid of the filibuster, but they don't want to. 1000% it's not. Heard there's a rumor. Does it continue? The shutdown continues until they have a budget. Correct. They're continuing to vote on the exact same bill. They've made no changes. Clueless on process. They are clueless on the process. Yep. I know exactly how the process works. Good morning, Chris. Just so you know, everyone over here, I'm also live over on the tube. It's a lot better there. You don't have to worry about things being filtered. We're trying to grow over there, so if you want to hang out over there, you should join over there. Also, if you're over here, if you could tap my nose, if you're on TikTok, please tap my nose. Grows the live, pushes me out to people. Hey, Lisa. I prefer the term eccentric. I'm perfectly willing to blame Democrats. I'm not a Democrat, but I'm perfectly willing to blame them when it's their fault. It's not. It's not a clean CR. They are not funding things that were funded in March. A clean means exactly the same. It's not exactly the same. Right. Even MTG blames her own party. Well, you're not funding PBS anymore. You're not funding USAID anymore. Those are just two of the things. Who set the expiration? Okay. You want to, again, this is why you don't seem to know how things work. When those Affordable Care Act subsidies were put in place, did the Democrats have a filibuster-proof majority in the Senate? And when those subsidies were put in place, did the Democrats have a filibuster-proof majority in the Senate? World traveler, that's not the part of the conversation. Isn't that correct? They didn't have a filibuster, so the Democrats negotiated in order to get the subsidies. So because Republicans love putting short time frames on spending on things that people need. So when they negotiated to get things done, they wanted to get subsidies in, and they agreed to a 5-year term on the subsidies. That's called negotiation. That's what you do to pass things. Not my fault the Republicans don't have the capability of doing that. Yeah, I know, the art of the deal. I feel like we on the tube need to create a bingo card for I had $1. I know. Seriously, Julie. Kayleigh, thank you. I appreciate you. Nope. No, they don't, Diane, but thanks for playing. Yeah. About that ceasefire. Seriously. It's not a clean CR. That's why. It's not. They're not funding the same things that they were funding. It's not clean if you're not funding the same stuff. It doesn't matter. That does not matter. What does CR mean? Continuing resolution. Again, you guys seem to have this weird concept that you can call it a clean CR, which means it funds the exact same things as the last CR. And then when I tell you that it's not clean because it doesn't fund the exact same thing, you're like, oh, but I like that those things aren't funded anymore, so they should still pass it. It's not clean. It's not clean. No, clean does not mean it doesn't have pork. Clean means no change. They are saying there is no change since March. That's not true. How do I do this? You know, in the end, there needs to be people that are willing to stand up and speak the truth. That's how, Liz. If you're over here and you want to go hang out at a place that's not quite as crazy and you don't have to worry about getting filtered and there's a lot of cool people over there, you should go hang out on the tube. I'm live there at the exact same time. You're not a fan of the government? That's understandable. They're not trying to revert anything. You need their votes. The GOP need their votes. Negotiation has to happen. That's what happens when you pass something in a way that makes it so you can avoid interacting with the minority, only to then have to interact with the minority. Welcome to government. Oh, the Dems will absolutely negotiate. The Dems are at literally there wanting to negotiate. They didn't sneak Kamala in. What are you talking about? The DNC has the right to put whoever they want forth. The DNC is not a government organization. Elections have consequences. Sure. And reality has consequences too. And the fact is you need the minority votes in order to pass any budget. You know that probably what 50, 60 years ago, no one had a decision who was running for government. I had a decision when I voted. If there was a primary and I voted for someone else and it was still Kamala, I would have still voted for Kamala. Sure, she was representative of her constituents. Tens of millions of people voted for her. Yes, Dems negotiated in 2021. Yep. The left thinks we're never going to, I don't think we're going to get rid of the filibuster. I think that they're not going to get rid of the filibuster for a good reason, because when they're the minority, they'll want to be negotiated with. That's why it's still there. You'd vote for a person who can answer a simple question. She can answer a simple question and a difficult question, just like she has many times, as opposed to the person who's talks about eating cats and dogs. Hey, Angel. Sorry if I miss some of you over here on the tube. You're good, Anna. If you're over on TikTok, please tap the nose. It pushes me out to other people. She was not appointed. Primaries are not an appointment. Primaries just are choices. You get two choices. Are there more? Yes. Yes, there are. No, she was not appointed. A primary is not an appointment. But thanks for playing. Face it, she was great and way better than the current president. I would vote for her again. Same name. Yep. I would vote for her a million times over the current anyone in the current administration. More qualified. It's not wild. She was way more qualified than anyone in the current administration. How so? She is an attorney. She's worked in every branch of every government that there is. She's smart, well-spoken, caring, has empathy, knows how to work with people, not threaten them. She absolutely can talk. You can't talk, obviously, Deb. No, that's our current president. Current president loves word salads. Yeah, well-spoken. Pla. She actually graduated. She's not a convicted felon or an adjudicated essayer. Yep. Pulls. Oh, bye, I. What does a vice president do, Tony? What is the job of a vice president? She's not on the Epstein files. Also true. Oh. What's up, buddy? Never. Remember when they were supposed to have a meeting in Hungary? Yep. She knows how to read. Also true. Yep. Jessica, the vice president's job is not the border. Her job was never the border. Again, you don't know what a vice president does. Her job had nothing to do with the border. She was not involved in the border. She had no authority over the border. She was not the border czar. She has no authority. She had no authority over the border. The only thing that she did that she had authority over, and it was only to put together a report for the president to make a decision on, was to put forth a way to talk to 3 countries in Central America to find out what they needed to help prevent border crossings from those 3 specific countries. She met with them, she put forth a proposal, and you know what? It worked. The amount of immigrants coming from those 3 countries was reduced because of the work that she did. But all she did was give a report, give a suggestion. Yes, it worked. What 3 countries, Toxic Tommy? Before you sit here and just say BS, what 3 countries? Yes, it worked. From those 3 countries, they drastically reduced the amount of immigrants from the 3 countries that she was involved with putting this report together on. That was it. Oh my gosh. They didn't doctor an interview to make us think she was smart. She was, oh my gosh. Why are we doing this again? We're not talking. You saw it yourself, did. Guys, just so you know, if you're over here, I'm trying to grow over on the tube. We don't know how much longer this app is going to be usable for anything. So we're trying to get as many people. We're trying to get the view hours up over there, so you get to see the exact same thing that you're seeing here. You can even see the chat that's going on TikTok over on the tube. All you have to do is go over there and hang out. Helps me out a lot. Hey, Lewis. We are they're the fun group too. They are the fun group. They get to run amok. Hey, Melody. I'm doing good. Hanging in there. Okay, Sassy. uh No. Hi, Lori. No, my banner is true. Oh, you're right. It is misleading. Sorry. It is wrong. Let me change that. There we go. Now it's right. So who are you going to vote for in 28? It depends who the choices are. If they are MAGA and they believe anything similar to what the current administration believes, not them. No, I'm not a blue no matter who, never have been. I've actually voted for more Republicans than Democrats in my life. But thanks for playing, Jason. Thanks for being an asshole. Because you obviously don't know what the hell's going on. You don't know what live you walked in. Like, you don't pick and choose stances to be upset about? Now we name call? Yeah, I call it like it is. Welcome to my live. If you act like an asshole, I'm going to call you one. Go away. Nope, you're a firm independent. So am I. I don't believe it based on what you're saying, but so am I. I've been an independent literally my entire life. Hi, Vonda. Hi, Jamie. We got 27 people over there. More people. Tell me my views on Law and Order. Seriously. Look, my beliefs on how this country should go align with the current Democratic Party more than the Republican Party. But in every election, I look at what everyone stands for, and I vote for the people that align closest to my ideals. That's it. That's it. Are you about to not be able to talk, Kat? Because you look like you're about to not be able to talk. Oh, look, I was right. I picked the bear 2025. I love some of the names of these people that follow. By the way, guys, just so you know, I put out a new episode twice a week. So a new one's coming out right after this live. So if you're not following over there for that reason, you should, even if you don't want to watch over there. Aw, bye. I heard that he is getting it removed, Bien. Yeah. Yep. Look, we've had a plethora of discussions on Graham Plattner. We've said every angle that is possible on what people who should continue who need to consider whether or not to vote for him. The fact is none of us live there. We don't have the authority to tell you whether you should or shouldn't vote for anybody. We've said we've given multiple perspectives that you could see it. That's really all we can do. I have heard videos from other people that lived in the same world that he did, and gave a perspective that some of us, I know Scott wouldn't agree with based on what he said. And again, you have every right to not want to vote for him because of what he's done. That's accountability is a thing. And he should have, I don't know. I think we're going to have a lot of trouble with a lot of people right around my age, because I think a lot of us did not understand enough about the internet in the sense of that it never leaves, that it never goes away really. And there will be a lot of people around my age that have made really stupid mistakes and probably have changed. And again, not saying whether Graham has or not, but just in general, have probably drastically changed and will be paying for it potentially. Mm-hmm. But have they even attempted to vote on the shutdown yet? Jamie, they've technically voted to pass a new CR, I think 11 times, but it's been the exact same one every time. They haven't made any changes. There's been no negotiations. They're just. Nope. GOP shutdown, but thanks, Glenn. Thanks for showing you don't understand how our government works. The fact is the House of Representatives has worked 20 days in the last 4 months. And he's still welcome. Welcome to what? You're right. The big beautiful bill did pass. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. He's not canceled. How do you think Clinton is or is not canceled? I don't know about you, but I don't listen to Clinton, nor have I suggested that anyone should listen to Bill Clinton about anything. Like, ever. I don't respect Bill Clinton, especially if he's on the files. But I didn't really before. Yep. And why are you bringing up Clinton when we also know that the current administration is in those files, which is why they don't want to release them? Why aren't you holding that accountable? Well, he's not questioned about it. What is he going to be questioned about? And you know what? I guarantee he'd get a lot more questions if they'd release those files. I don't know. I just work here. Okay, Zach. No, Mickey, that's you. You're the guy who cries. Being in the files, being his friend, being on the plane. Okay. What have we just said? Literally everyone here just said if he's in the files, release him and let him deal with the consequences. You're going to get some You're from Exeth? Okay, good to see. No, the files are being held up by the Speaker of the House. The grand jury transcripts are. So, yes. No, that's not all the files, Ben. There's like gotta bounce. Okay, Robbie. I don't care who's in those files. Everyone who is in them should be held accountable. Facts. Facts, Jamie. 100%. Why do you think he is keeping the house closed? Without the house being opened? What do I think of Arizona's lawsuit? About frickin' time. You're right, it doesn't release them. But considering how, again, the reason that he is not doing it, the reason that he doesn't want it done is because anyone that actually votes against releasing them will look really bad to their own constituents. Right. They have to vote on the record after his discharge. Yep. And again, the reason that he doesn't want it to happen is because he knows he knows that Republicans will need to vote to release it because they all ran on it. Every Republican has been talking about the need to release the files. And if they vote against it, their constituents will go ape shit on them. Yeah, I think the Speaker of the House fears this administration more than he fears God. I think he's proven that. He's afraid of the. Well, Archie, I've had this discussion a lot of times. Unfortunately, there's no test that you can take. There's no official test that you can take that decides whether or not you can call yourself a Christian. He may not be a Christian in the way that I believe a Christian is supposed to live, but unfortunately, he can call himself a Christian whenever he wants, and no one can technically say he's not. because there are about 100 different, if not more, different denominations, and Christians don't even agree on things that make each other Christian. I'm told I'm not a Christian all the time. When the holy water starts to boil out, that's true. You know, if you get that, then maybe there's your answer. He certainly does no argument there. There's a lot of Christians that are like that right now. Just in case anyone's new here, just so you know, I'm live here and on the tube. I'm trying to grow over on the tube right now a lot. I'm putting out new content like crazy as well as being live. If you like what we do here, especially with the unknowns of the future of this app, over there is a pretty cool place. They still talk about what's going on. You can still see the chat that's going on over on TikTok, and you don't have to worry about getting filtered. I think we're learning the difference between Christians and Christian nationalists. True. Unfortunately, for the people being hurt, that's a harder thing to see the difference, especially for those that aren't Christian or have been hurt by Christian. They just see the word Christian. And it's really incumbent on Christians that are not Christian nationalists, to stand up and speak out. Whoever voted against it isn't a good look. You're right. Who done it? Yep. Anyone that doesn't vote that votes against it would be really bad look. It is a mythical hat. Everyone should be their mythical best. Maybe JD Vance will come out and do drag for a living. There you go. I believe that trans women are women and trans men are men. And me, as someone who is not trans, should not be saying otherwise. So, a trans woman is playing in a woman's sport, not a man. Ten. I don't think you realize that that women are safer around trans women than they are around cis men, statistically. But pretty soon it could be correct. And yes, Blake and Riley crying wolf when she got fourth place, tied for fourth place. Nothing was taken from her. Correct. Sea Rocks, I personally believe that it's all men until it's no men, and I'm okay with that. It is my job as a male, as a man, to show and prove that I am safe to be around. I don't expect women to assume that I'm safe to be around. And I'm okay with that. Men have done a lot of crappy things, really horrible things for centuries. Just be better. Stop worrying about the fact that women look at you as a danger. Just don't be a danger, and you don't need to worry about it. It's that easy. Gosh. It's so easy. Like, when I'm walking down the street and there's a woman walking the other direction by herself, I know what it could look like. So what do? I cross the street, or I at least get as far away as I can to show that to make them feel as comfortable as possible. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but all I can do is what I can do. You put your head down. Yeah. If they talk to me, then I will respond. But I don't speak to them out of the blue. It's just be a good person. It's not hard. And it really does not inconvenience you at all to just be a good person. Yeah, well, some people just aren't good, Eleanor. That's the problem. Far too many just aren't good, which is the problem. All they care about is the fact that their life is inconvenienced. As though women haven't literally been inconvenienced and more their entire life. Just like members of the BIPOC community, just like members of the LGBTQIA community. Thank you, Carla. Appreciate you. Can't run in stilettos, but they make a weapon. True. It always boggles my mind. Always boggles my mind. By the way, if you're over on TikTok, if you please keep tapping that nose, sharing it if you know people that might enjoy this kind of stuff, we'd greatly appreciate it. Nikki, it's the least I can do. It's literally the least I can do. Hey, Papa Bear. Like, it's base. Some creator posted all the women this year who probably far too many still. Did you see the Toast Lady video? I did not, Babs. Probably would want to throw my phone if I did. By the way, guys, we're at 28 people over on the tube. Love to get it up to 40 if we could. Love to. That would be sick. That would be amazing. My goal is to have there be more people over there here. And just so you know, if I hit the numbers I need so I can actually monetize, which means there's a chance that I can start doing this full time, there will be a party with games and giveaways and special interviews and things. But I need to get to the point where I can monetize before I can do that. Uh, Blake, I don't like it when anyone uses the term common sense. The problem with the idea of common sense is what seems like common sense to you is not common sense to everybody. Literally, the purpose of the filibuster is to force the majority to have to negotiate with the minority. That is the purpose of it. Philip, yes, I remember the Toast Lady video now. Yes, I didn't see the video itself, but I saw other people commenting on it, and it was absolutely disgusting. Yes, thank you. I remember it now. Woman in a car eating toast, basically insulting people that are on food assistance. It was disgusting. Turns out she used to be on food stamps, has at least one kid. Shocker. Color me shocked. Hey, facts over feelings. Thanks for joining over on the tube. We're at 31, guys. Can we get to 40? Like I said, it's pretty good over there. And you can still see what's going on over here. Hey, Leviathan. Put the tube on different TVs, only if you're logged in under a different account. But in the end, I want more people to be over there. Yes, I appreciate getting the extra view hours, and I would love that, obviously, but I also just want to grow. Like, the goal is to grow and be able to do this for a living, because we need more people that are willing to have true, honest, hard discussions. And there aren't many right now that do that. Most of them are in it for the clickbait. Or to just get people voted into office or all these other things. Where my goal is that we can have a society that learns how to have discussions again. That's what I want to do. That can learn empathy again, which is why the videos that I make over on the tube are ones where I interview many different people. I don't just interview politicians, although I do interview politicians. I interviewed a young lady who started a small business making mushroom-infused whiskey. I've interviewed musicians, streamers, talking about online community. Trying to think. We talked the most recent one, the one that came out on Tuesday. We talked about Christian nationalism, mushroom-infused whiskey. Yep. There's a lot of different. I interviewed a lot of different people about a lot of different things, and there's some really cool ones on the future. I'm going to be bringing a friend of mine in, and we're just going to talk about stupid shit because him and I just laugh and talk, and it'll be fun. He's just one of those guys that I would just sit with and we'll laugh about things. And it'll be one of those things where you'll watch and you'll just laugh too, because sometimes we just need to laugh. How do we get out of this? Currently, talk, support, find community, support each other, and then vote. If things change and get worse, that though what we have to do could change. But right now, that's what we need to do. Correct, Markley. SNAP benefits will not be distributed in November if a some sort of budget does not get passed before November 1st. And yes, Bree, I did hear the president say that he wants to import beef from Argentina to lower beef prices. I am sure all of the ranchers that voted for this man are ecstatic about that. I heard they're pissed. Yeah, they're pissed. All farmers are pissed right now. He's demanding that the ranchers lower their prices. Yeah, as though they can just lower their prices. Like like ranchers, farmers, they make the smallest amount of profit margin humanly possible. Like they can't just lower their prices. Things cost what they cost. Yep. Yep. Feed, medication. Tariffs suck. At least the tariffs that he's doing. Are there situations where tariffs have value? Yes. What he's doing has no value. we have I I need you guys to hear. So you see this 2 trillion added to the debt in 2025. I just saw a report. Do you want to know when so it's at 38 trillion dollars right now. Do you want to know when it hit 37 trillion dollars? Guess. Correct. In August to October, it went from 37 to 38 trillion dollars. A month and a half. Is the fastest increase in the national debt ever outside of a pandemic. There has never been a point where we have added $1 trillion in a month, month and a half in the history of this country outside a global pandemic. Phillips said, I guess Trump is quoted saying, the cattle ranchers, who I love, don't understand that the only reason they're doing so well, by the way, they're not doing well, for the first time in decades is because I put tariffs on cattle coming into the United States. Yeah, they're not doing well. They weren't doing well. They still aren't doing well because the tariffs increase the overall cost of beef. And you know what people are buying less of because the overall cost of beef has gone up? People are buying less beef. We are. My family is buying like none. We buy like we get like ground beef once every 2 weeks if it's on sale. And even then, often don't. Because it's not worth it. And I might add, RFK Jr. now wants to change the nutritional guidelines to say that people should have more saturated fat in their diet. What the actual By the way, we're at 31 over on the tube. Do you think we could get to 40, guys? I would really appreciate it. It would be super helpful to me. And they're having a great conversation over there. And you'd be able to see the conversation happening on the tube. And you could see what is going on over over here too. Because I have both there right now. Yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. You just go to my tube channel. So it's the same name, same image. That's how you know. And I'll be I'm live over there, here and there at the same time. Yeah, right near the top now, which is cool. Yes, he did also say circumcisions cause autism. But that's more just ridiculous. Oh yeah, getting guided warheads. Yeah, that's also great. What's up, Ghost? Well, and meme NATO, that's why he thinks circumcisions causes it, because he for some reason thinks that we feed our kids, those babies who get circumcised, Tylenol, which we don't, by the way, because their pain receptors don't work that way when they are that young. They don't need Tylenol that young. You don't give a kid Tylenol, a baby Tylenol at that age, ever. Well, of course they have pain receptors, but not in the way that you would give them Tylenol. My wife's a nurse. You give them sugar water. That's what they give the babies who get circumcised. That's a different question. That is a different argument. I am in no way, shape, or form saying someone should or should not get circumcised. I'm just saying the reality in this argument. I'm not giving RFK any ideas. Truth. Can we talk about the uneducated without talking about the uneducated? Yeah. And you broadcast your portrait here? What do you mean? I don't understand that question. See you, Jamie. How can an environmental lawyer be? How can a reality TV star become the president of the United States? That's the world we live. How can a reality TV star who has uh bankrupt multiple casinos, been found liable of SA, um, and have 34 felony convictions become president of the United States again? Um, I got you, Jim. I am broadcasting in 9:16. I think the problem comes is that sometimes it becomes hard to read the chat. It's not ideal. Ideally, I would be doing all of this over on the tube, but right now I don't have enough people that come over there. So, do you think Rubio knows how effed up everything is? I think Rubio is as bad as JD Vance right now. That, and I can't trust anyone that says the kind of things that he said about the current president and then is willing to be his errand boy. I didn't say you were. I saw a t-shirt, I'd rather vote for a felon than a jackass. For the argument that he's a felon does. Oh no, the argument that his supporters don't think that he is actually a convicted felon because he did not get sentenced. They actually believe that not being sentenced is like, you can be convicted without being sentenced. You're still convicted even if your sentence is paying a $50,000 fine. Like if his sentence was $50,000, he's still a 34-time convicted felon. The sentence means nothing about when it comes to the conviction, and they don't seem to get that. True. That's true. Which boggles the mind, if we're being honest. Like, massively boggles. I'm a psychologist in training, and the psychology of MAGA truly reminds me of the people who supported Gilead in The Handmaid's Tale, mental gymnastics, hypocrisy, and surface level analysis. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think he will win his court case for defamation? You're talking which one? Like we're the which I think if it actually goes to court, no, because defamation is very hard to win. It's one of the hardest things to win. Um, More likely, unfortunately, um, you are going to see um, the New York Times just pay him, just like the other places did. If anything happens, that is most likely what is going to happen. We will see. Where is it? I have a Trump supporter boyfriend, been together for 18 years. It's rough. I'm independent with progressive beliefs. He saw Trump as a business. I knew a lot of people that saw him as a businessman, and I truly believe that a bunch of them feel guilty about what they've done, but don't feel like they can do anything but continue supporting, which is mind-boggling at this point. But mhm. So they see him as a good businessman, not because he succeeded, quote unquote, in business. There's a very weird, it's not weird, I guess, when you've got a society that focuses just on what you have. He's got a lot of money. or at least he's got a lot of wealth, even if he doesn't have a lot of fluid cash. And he has made himself seem wealthy. Now he's very wealthy. He's used the presidency to make himself insanely wealthy. And that's all they care about, because they're, in their minds, money, wealth is success. They are the same thing. I don't believe he had a plan. But again, I think people around him had plans and he just went along with it because he was getting praised. I think that's all he cares about. No one's got okay, we need to make sure we're clear. No matter what no matter what he says, the Supreme Court did not give him presidential immunity. All the Supreme Court did was make the bar for proving that he did something illegal while president harder. That is all they did. He has not lost half of his wealth. That man has doubled his wealth. And do you think he cares about getting what, $500,000, whatever it is the salary is for the president? 50,000? Yeah. He's getting 230. He's gotten billions of dollars because of him being president. He hasn't lost half his wealth. Because that's what he said. I can. Thanks for being up here. You too. Get 200 and launder it through the construction of the ballroom. Again, supposedly other people paid for that, so I don't know. Oh yeah, the 500K a year is nothing. Good morning. He has no intentions of leaving. I honestly don't care whether he has intentions. I don't think he's going to get a third term. They will pump and dump it in gold. Maybe. He's going to try. I don't doubt he will try because he wants to stay out of prison. Says he gives his salary to charity. Sure he does. I'm worried about if Dems take back the House or Senate, he would not let that happen. He has no authority over it. President has no authority over over people being in the House or people getting in. They've actually made it harder after January 6th. The House and the Senate made it even more, basically made it impossible for something that Trump tried to do after the 2020 election to happen again. Do you think he will impose martial law? No. No, he does not have to. He doesn't have any authority to swear anyone in after in the 2026 election. Yes, you're right. But actually, no, because he's running too. So technically, yes, but also no, because he would know basically once January, what is it, 5th or whatever, 6th happens, because they all become equal again. And then the House has to vote in a new Speaker of the House. And then that Speaker of the House swears them all in. Like, that's part, like, he is no longer the Speaker of the House once they have to, like, nobody is a congressman or woman until they choose a Speaker of the House. Nope. The VP is involved in the vocal swearing in of senators, not congressmen. Wrong, Martin. The GOP are the ones destroying this country right now. That doesn't mean the Democrats haven't done bad things or wrong things, but in this case, no. And again, we added this administration. Correct. The VP is the president of the Senate. But again, the VP does not, all of the swearing in and all of that other stuff is really just for show. I mean, technically the swearing in isn't for show because that's what brings it, but they can't just swear in some of the senators and not the rest of them. That's not how it works. Nope. Republicans have destroyed America. But thanks for playing, nerdy. The Republicans added $2 trillion to the national debt. You know, the national debt that they said they were going to be paying down. No, they've added to it. And again, don't care if you don't like it. That's just the fact. So it's weird. So you guys know Shorts over on the tube. I think I have this guy who watches my stuff and just thumbs downs every one of my shorts, even the ones that have nothing to do with politics. Like, I put a video up, you guys may have seen here, that involved a cat that decided to force its way into one of my episodes, and I made a video on it. I don't know who it is. I can't see who thumbs downs. All I know is someone thumbs down every one of my shorts. All I can see is that it gets I can see the numbers of thumbs up and thumbs downs on my shorts. What's up, buddy? Hey, man, I appreciate you. We need to talk again sometime. It's been a hot minute. Oh, I'm sure they're what they're doing again. So there's two different things going on. I mean, again, they may try and stop it, but after January 6th, they did they rewrote some laws in order to basically make everything that happens in Congress just for show. Once the states sign off on the elections, they are who they are. They just won't, like, what they are doing to Adelita is the Speaker of the House who is the current Speaker of the House, putting the House on recess. January 6th of 2027, there will be no Speaker of the House at that point. So they don't have the capability of doing it. The Speaker of the House is no longer Speaker of the House come January 6th, 2027. And then all of the congressmen and women need to be at Congress to vote on a new Speaker of the House. And then the Speaker of the House then swears in, literally at that moment. That's one of the first things they do, is swear in all the rest of the congressmen after giving their acceptance speech. Trump watches Mike's shorts confirmed. That would be hilarious, actually. Hey, Brits, how are you doing? 0 has been put towards the debt. Correct. We've added a lot. 'Tis true. 'Tis true. 'Tis true. 'Tis true. Thanks, Bree. I just think it's hilarious that somebody feels the need to thumbs down all of my shorts, no matter what. The short that I posted today, or this morning, before the one that posted at 9, was a video of the singer that I interviewed like a few weeks ago singing. It was just someone singing and me saying, "I love your singing." And they thumbs downed it. Somebody thumbs downed me, just someone singing one of their songs. It's crazy. Y'all see the Levitt mom joke debacle? No, I haven't seen it. I appreciate it, Robbie. You like the clip of the cat demanding attention? I mean, there were good clips. I'm like trying to like expand. It blows my mind how folks go against you that stalk your accounts to thumbs down. Yeah, seriously, Amy. Hey, meme going around. The 4th plane was supposed to do this about the White House. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that theory. I saw that. See you, Lewis. Appreciate you hanging out. Hope the hubby feels better. Hey, Mindful. Theory Thought. She's Amanda. That's someone that's over on TikTok. That's her name. There's a meme going around while showing the tearing down of the East Wing that says that talking about the fourth plane doing what the fourth plane on 9/11 was supposed to do is a scam. I'm sorry, Kia. See, Rocks. You don't need to hang out here if you don't want to. I completely understand, Kia. Oh, I'm used to it, Philip. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that someone spends the time to thumbs down my shorts, even the ones that have no political or religious anything to them. It is absolutely hilarious to me at this point. I appreciate that, Amanda. I appreciate everyone that's moving stuff over to the tube. My goal is to have my tube views be bigger than my TikTok views. You're gonna love on the kitties. Good. Who's the architect? Probably the president himself. Probably the president himself. Sure. Sure it will. Thank you, Carla. Appreciate it. Yeah. What they did to the Rose Garden, what they're doing to that whole thing is horrible. Oh yeah. If the arc to Trump happens, I've never considered going to DC to protest something before. If they really start building, see ya, Kia. Love you, fam. If they actually start building the arc to Trump, I may go and protest that. How long will it be before he turns the throne? Puts a throne in that bathroom? Ah! Moving on up to the great U2 in the sky. We'll get ready. You know he will. What money will be left? At the rate that we're going, we are going. Do you know we only added $4 trillion? We only added $4 trillion to the national debt ceiling. We are already halfway through what was added to the national debt ceiling. And we aren't even a year in, and we're already halfway through. Oh, that ballroom's going to be disgusting. Who's going to go to it? His rich friends. Never mind. We know who that is. Never mind. We know. Argentina will go to it. Bye, Kia. true. He also said he wouldn't touch the East Wing. He did also say that. Oh, yeah, they're removing the entire East Wing. Yes, correct. It was not just the outer wall, it's the entirety of it. Correct. Breaking news, feds just took down an organized gambling ring that includes NBA stars. Good. I always worry when he says he isn't going to do something. Assume he's lying, Amy. Not even a worry, just assume he's lying. Because most likely he is. There's like a 99.9% chance it's a complete and utter lie. By the way, if you are over on YouTube, just so you know, a new episode of the podcast is releasing over on the tube at noon Eastern. So if you aren't following over there and you want to watch all of the seasoned episodes that I put out, that's where you should be. Not to mention I'm also live over there, and it's a great place to be. And we're at 34 people. I think we can get to 40. It'd be cool to get to 40. That'd be pretty sick. Noon today. Yep. So in 1 hour, 1 hour and 1 minute, the next episode goes live. But you should go and watch the other episodes too, because we put out some good episodes recently. We've talked to some really cool people. It's 1984, who you see on TikTok. We're going to be interviewing her next week. My brain is completely lost on all my interviews. I think it's next week. I left my phone somewhere. Oh, well. It is a pretty cool group of people over there. And you don't have to worry about your comments being filtered. I appreciate it, Lisa. And that's fine. I don't. The shorts, if you're watching the long form, that actually helps me more. Like, I would love it if the shorts got to more people, but like the stuff I put out is probably not going to go like viral on shorts. Hi, Brits. That's true. You guys can talk like adults. You can use real words. You don't have to say unalived, which is crazy. Theory, how are you doing, my friend? You feeling better? I know yesterday was rough for you. I said so many bad words already. It was freeing. This stuff in your shirts are not going by. That's fair, Philip. Fair. It's fair. You know? 41. We hit 41, guys. Make sure you hit like while you're over there too, but thank you. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. I'm doing a lot of work and I'm trying to make it so I can do this for a living. So it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot. Okay. We'll see you over there, AJ. Can you do guests? So, Kat, the way we would do guests on YouTube on Tube Lives is basically we'd use Discord. So anyone that wanted to be a guest would have to be part of the Discord, and then they would go up. You could still be able to hear and stuff like that. So yes, I could still do guests over there. Yep. It would just be done differently. Woohoo! Hey AJ. Let's go. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Yeah. So that's how it works with the Purple app, if you know what that one is. So I'm actually more used to doing it that way than this way. And supposedly I will be able to go live on the tube in widescreen and on shorts at the same time. But it let me do it one time, but then it didn't let me do it again. So I don't know what to do about that. I got to figure that out. That's the next group. Or that's the next goal. Yes, you can. Theory. The new Pentagon press corps will include. Yeah, I saw everyone in the new press corps. Whew. So both of them go towards monetization, Amanda. So an hour watched of a live is considered, because there can be ads as well if you're watching a live. So anytime there can be ads, Legit, my first YouTube live viewing. Hey, Amy. Do you have another job? So I do a bunch of different jobs because I also help take care of the house. I do some data analysis. I do I run AV. But I'd like to do this full time. This is what I would like to do. I would like to not have to do all the other things, because I think what I do here is something that we need. There is a new press corps. Well, yeah, people that have agreed to the Pentagon's new terms. See you, Mindful. You think hell is freezing over? My Pillow guy. Is he part of it? Was he one of the ones? Wait. Oh, wait. So Tim Pool, Turning Point, and Lindell TV. Oh my gosh. My YouTube is this friendly, Amy. A lot of the tube with lives is starting to grow. Oh yeah, seriously, Theory. Like 100%. You can close your phone. Yeah, if you have Tube Premium, you can just close things and listen. It's cool. It's hilarious. You can tell the people that are used to talking over on TikTok completely have moved over to the tube because there's not much talking over there, which is fine. I'll talk over here. I should put a big thing saying, go over to the tube if you want to talk. So it's basically like far right groups that are now get to be in the Pentagon. What's the episode at noon about? So I talk with a young woman who is a former MAGA and now works as a social media, works with candidates and stuff on messaging, et cetera, in the Democratic Party. So we talk about going from MAGA to being a Democrat. We talk about messaging. We talk about a lot of different things. It's a little shorter because they didn't have a ton of time to talk, but I thought it was a good episode. Yeah. Yeah, this is the thing that I realized, and it's one of the reasons I asked a question. You'll hear me ask how long it took for them to get to the point where they felt like they could really understand and be a part of the Democratic Party and talk with Democrats and interact like fully. You need to watch to hear her answer, because those are the kind of things that we kind of need to remember too. It's this is the hard part. This is the hard part, right? This is the part that we need to remember. Is it's not gonna. We did, Laura. You guys are awesome. We're actually at 47. Holy crap, guys! You guys are awesome. Hauling out to bring the kiddo to school, then listening to your new episode. Have a good morning. All right, see you, Amy. Be safe. Philip, hold my beer. There's a great subreddit with resources called QAnon. Oh, interesting. Just so you guys know, it's 1984. Her actual name is Amy. Aimee. Oh, really, Theory? That's insane. That's crazy. I am glad no one in my family went down that road and I didn't have to deal with it. Maybe extended. I don't interact with any of my extended family anymore, really. What's up, Tiffany? By the way, Tiffany, literally everyone is over on the tube right now. If it seems really quiet there, that's because they're all talking over on the tube. But good morning. Does anyone think a retail blackout on Black Friday could be possible? Maybe. I mean, I think in general, people are not. I think there's just going to be a lot less shopping. I know our family is going to be shopping a lot less for that, because stuff's just going to get more expensive. It's a great punk band name. That actually would be a really good name. I have so many friends and family members that don't speak anymore because they told me to leave. Oh my gosh. Guys, we're at 49 people over on the tube. Holy crap. This is awesome. You guys are amazing. There are a few groups that are trying to organize a shopping blackout over Black Friday. I totally am for it. I'm totally for it. I think we should do it. 100%. Guys, we all have a lot of things. Let's be fair. Do we need more stuff? Do we? I have no issue teaching myself and family that we don't need as much stuff as we think we do. Hey, Ambrosia. Welcome, Tiffany. Already Bob. Oh, really, Aaron? That's crazy. Deleted the app and everything. I'm only be going back because cousin got me a gift card for your wedding. Oh. Kids are getting groceries from you? There you go. We were at 49 for a second, Lori. Side as a family, only handmade gifts. That actually is a pretty cool idea. I love that, Jzags, actually. So I've been considering putting together a website that is kind of like the Yellow Pages, but for small businesses. Because, like, obviously we can't afford as much, but I feel like if we're going to support people, we might as well support small businesses. So I've been looking into the possibility of doing that. The problem is it would need small businesses to be willing and able to, like, be on it. Because it would obviously need to cost a little bit because it would cost to upkeep it. But we'll figure it out. It wouldn't be much. It would be like tiny, tiny. Last year, you put together a new laundry basket with your 3-month-old. That's awesome. Fortunate to have little to give, not that it's unlimited. Understandable. Creator on here promoting it. I haven't heard about one, but if there is, I've heard people talking about it, but I haven't actually seen anything. For those of you too young to know, the Yellow Pages was a book that contained business phone numbers. Ah, it's true. I may be talking a different language. Oh, yeah. Making gifts means a whole lot more, to be honest. You love homemade. Homemade's good. Back in the Stone Age with rotary phones, how many of you played with your rotary phone just to hear the clicking? Like you kept the thing on top and you just spun it to hear the clicking. I used to do that growing up. The only reason to play with it? You just couldn't handle being over on the tube for that long, huh, Theory? It's understandable. It takes some getting used to. It's different. It's very different. Oh, you were going to come up? Okay, come on up. Come on up. But then you started making lunch. Gotcha. That makes sense. Where's Kia? She is having a very rough day. So she is taking some time to work on her mental health. Sup, Shug? Guys, for those of you that are on the tube or on TikTok, just so you know, tonight at 7:30 Eastern time, I'm going to be on the Purple app of Papa Shug, who you may know from being on the lives. I'm being interviewed by him. I may go live here on the tube just so it's easier for all of my community to find it and become a part of it, because not everyone yes, to witch, because not everyone is a to witch person. So keep an eye out for that. But if you are on that app, that purple app that starts with a T and ends with a witch, you should join and become a part of that. You can watch. You can see me be interviewed. Hear all the juicy details about my life. Daughter is auditioning for Royal Winnipeg Ballet today. Ooh. That sounds fun. I know quite a few families that are trying out for like local plays and stuff. That's really cool. I don't understand what you're saying, Kat. We're talking about the app that's owned by Apple that you can, or not Apple, by Amazon, that you can stream on. That's what we mean by purple. The purple app. Not Purple Revolution. This would be professional ballet school, top 3 in the country. Ooh, fancy. And Kat, we agree with you here, by the way. And just so you know, there's a lot of people over on the tube right now talking. I know it's hard for people that are over on TikTok right now to that's where I'm looking to talk. There's a lot of people over there talking right now. So if you want to be a part of it over there, you totally can. There's like 40 plus people over there hanging out, talking, and you don't have to censor yourself. You can use real adult words. You're shocked by your ability to multitask today? Go, Bree. I mean, theory, if you want to get on Discord, you can, and we can still talk, and then both sides can still hear you. Party time. Discord is the jam. I have meetings in a few anyway, and you have to scarf this rice. Oh, are you at that point where like rice is just all you can eat, or are you like, is there? Did you see the? I did. I'm my plan is to decide on a new name and try and put together everything that goes along with it by the start of season 3, which will be the beginning of the new year. So that's the plan. And basically right now I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and work on a new name and try and get everything done, and then by the start of season 3 do a full switch over. Yes, theory, new name. If she gets in, you're moving across the country. Whoa. You're homeless, but lucky your friend owns a penthouse. That is very lucky. I'm sorry that you're having to deal with that, cat. That is literally no bueno. Discord is it's like an online community, Amanda. So there's like chat features in it, but you can also do video and audio and all that other stuff. Oh. Right. I think I get it. And yet somehow I feel confused. I think I just saw that farmers and ranchers are getting 3 billion in aid. Why would they need aid if they're successful? Oh yeah. Staying with friend. Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense. Well, I'm glad you got a friend that you can stay with. In this day and age. Oh yeah. We don't judge. Do what you got to do, Angel. 100%. You're not on the Discord? Let me see if I can put a link. There, and I pinned it. So. So that would require a different app, but you're welcome to join. We talk about a lot of cool things there. I'm so used to having like a whole group of people on the live by the time we get towards the end. It's weird not having like 5 people that I'm talking with. Oh yeah, Amanda, that is TikTok. This admin is basically highlighting how terrible a lot of our systems have been for a long time. True. All by myself. You're not all by yourself. Or you could just go over there and hang out with them. I know it's different. I understand. You need more coffee? Yeah. Like that corruption is only possible because the avenue already. Oh, for sure. 100. To function on the free model while I'm actively at work. That's fair. That's fair. Which is why, for a while at least, I'm going to keep doing it the way I'm doing it. Thank you. I appreciate that, Adrian. That means a lot. Yeah, the episode that we released on Tuesday I appreciate all of you guys that have been watching it and commenting and liking and stuff. It's I appreciate you. It's difficult to work and follow or comment. Yeah, I understand, Patty. I do. Uses to alert me you're live, but I get notifications for others. You know, I wish I were surprised by that. I wish I were surprised by that, Gerber a Daisy. Where am I located? Like live located? I'm in North Carolina. I appreciate it, Patty. Again, that's why I say I'm going to be in both places because there are still people that 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 TikTok works better for. I just don't know how long it's going to be around, so I'm hoping by the time they make a change, if the change happens and I need to change where I am, that the tube will work better as a live platform. Nice. I actually posted a video last week, a podcast episode last week, AJ, talking about North Carolina politics. If you haven't watched it, which you just found me today, so you wouldn't have. But thanks, Bree. What's going on with the districting they just passed? It passed the new redistricting map passed the Senate. I don't know if it's passed the House yet. We'll have to see. You think this week? Hey, mission. Thank you for completing the goal over on TikTok. I appreciate it. You're friggin' awesome. Thank you. How are you doing, buddy? I think they're doing a call to go over No Kings and talk about next steps. Yeah, hopefully they're doing another one. And I think I need maybe 1,000-ish more view hours. Pretty close. I'm going to be losing some view hours because I started this podcast a year ago, and they look at how much you've done, how many view hours you've gotten in a year. So I'm going to start losing some. But if I can get to 3,000, then you guys can actually join over on the tube, which is like subbing in a lot of other places. I don't know why they all have different names for everything. They just make it confusing. Work on assignment, so probably not comment. No worries, Gerber. They have another planned in November. Oh, really? That close? Dang. Do you need VRs? Tube, Camilla, tube. So basically, I need people to watch my content and share it. If you have friends that are that you think would like this content, please share it with them. That actually will help it grow more than anything. After yes, yep. Thumbs up helps. Did you know that a majority of employees at Oracle are Dems. That doesn't surprise me at all. That doesn't surprise me at all. Considering that the East Wing is where the First Lady normally conducts business, I can't. Yeah. So why invest in something that's not used? With more people moving here, they'll start investing. Yeah. Yep. And YouTube Live has gotten better. They are slowly adding things. A lot of content creators, big content creators, are going live on Tube now. Some only, some pretty big ones only on Tube. So it's starting to happen. I've heard they're monitoring. Oh. I'm trying to push all people over to the Tube anyways. What's the word? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? This is why that you should go over to the Tube, because we don't, at least at this moment, we don't have to worry about what we say. And if it gets like that over there, then we'll go somewhere else, I guess. I don't know. Disappeared in America rally is November 1st and 2nd. Interesting. I haven't heard about that one. I'll have to look it up. But I'm using all your devices with cameras. I mean, I've got a pretty crazy setup right now. Actually, my third monitor, which is a TV, actually just broke. So, because that is just my luck. This is the third part of my streaming setup that is broken. Fourth. I think my mouse actually is breaking too, so. Except for the disposable cameras for my wedding, which who knows when those will get processed. Info is on 50. Oh, okay. I'll check it out. That's pretty close from now. I feel like there hasn't been enough. Hopefully they can get enough word out, because if I haven't heard about it a week before it's supposed to happen, I think it's going to hopefully. $20 million for something that will look like a funeral party from the 70s, only for the next president to tear it down. Possibly, yeah. Might need to take a road trip. Yeah, I'm in Charlotte, Shug. Charlotta. Love to grab lunch sometime. Your youngest lives there? Yeah. It's a good place. What do you call an arsonist that doesn't pay its bills? Bernadette. Oh my gosh. You're fired. But I love the dad joke. Did anyone go to No Kings in Charlotte? Yeah, a lot of people. I think the number I heard was like was around 10K. But there was stuff happening all around too. Like all of the cities and towns around Charlotte also had their own. So you need to have Scott write that commercial down so I could at least come up and do that for you. Yeah, it's all good. This is 100 character. Yeah, you don't even have the character limit. At least not the same character limit over on the tube, which is also nice. They have lives on. Yep. Yeah, the lives on right now I've only got like 200 people, 270 people that are subscribed on on the stack. I tried growing it there and I'm still putting stuff there, but at least most of the current community is not a massive fan on the stack. I tried going live once there. They have very little that would require having a conversation with someone. It's not really any good if you're doing it by yourself, I have noticed. But that could be a third place if this ends up not working. But you can tell that the stack has just put together their live. Like they don't have much to their live as it is. There are a lot of people that like it. The ones that like my stack really do like it, and I appreciate you all so very, very, very much. I'm just not getting growth on it. And it's hard to put I put a ton of time into it and did not get much growth in it. So again, doing this part-time, I only have so much time I can put into anything. Yeah, Substack, Shug. It's an app. So it's like mostly written content, although you can put videos up. But it's like it used to be what journalists used, and it's kind of opened up to more now. No, I understand. Rallies are awesome, but what we do every day is what counts. Yeah. The rallies, the protests are a part, right? They're a part of the whole that we need to do. I mean, every time I post it shows up on Discord that I've posted, but yeah, now that I don't post as often as I used to, it probably gets because there's a lot of people that are posting like crazy on there. The person that I interviewed today posts like every day, every other day, practically are a news channel on there, talking about the news of like the day kind of a thing. But that's not what I plan. Like there are enough people that do that. I'm not going to do that. Oh, I appreciate you, Philip. Video content easier to keep up with at work. Yeah. Yep. Well, it builds community, Brie. Like how many I heard from so many people, especially people in red states that went to their No Kings rallies and were like, I didn't realize there were so many people that lived in my area that felt the same way I did. Like, I feel like the No Kings rally was more helpful for people in red areas than it was for like people in the cities. Like you assume people in most cities are going to be there's going to be a ton of progressive people that are going to be willing to come out. And it's good to bring those numbers out, but I think where it was really valuable was for people in like smaller areas, especially that are more red, where you realize that you aren't alone. So there's just so much going on, it becomes overwhelming. Yep. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. Made some connections to get more involved in. Heck yeah. It was helpful for people abroad too. It's important we show the world we're rising up. We are fighting this. They're scared and need to know this. Yeah. Yeah. That's true, Amy. We had like 900 people in your super red small town. I thought I was in the wrong place. That's awesome, Aaron. That's so cool. That must have felt like really good. Like that must have felt really good. Well, I mean, look at it this way, Laura. In what, 3 months, it got 2 million more people willing to come out for it. Imagine what will happen in like 3 years if in 2 months it can grow by 2 million. I listened to Dave Packman and he now does his interviews there, but that's it. Yeah, I used to watch Packman more. I feel like a lot of the left leaning influencers and podcasters do a lot of the same stuff. That's why I'm trying to do different things. That's why I'm not all about bringing in, like, they're more like now it's all about gotchas and bringing in really like famous people. Have you looked into the green app? A lot of purple app peeps are going. You're talking about Kick? Dean got to interview Mayor Pete last night. Yeah, and that's great for them. I'm glad that they get the ability to interview those people. But this podcast is about teaching people how to have hard discussions, teaching people how a discussion is supposed to be, and teaching teaching empathy again. And part of empathy is having conversations, hearing from people that you may never have heard from before. Like one of the episodes was bringing in a friend of mine whose daughter is trans, and what that was like. Just that it wasn't bad, but just that whole, like, how many people have gone through that situation? People think they know what it's like to go through that. I had a conversation with her where it allowed people to hear what that was like. Hi, Tiffany. I'm on the east side of Blue City, but Red County overall, big farming community. My dad went and he said there were thousands out there. That's amazing. Yep. Yeah. If you look at one of the earlier episodes, Shug, it was with Pash. And still lost in today's world, especially with the brutal. Yeah. Yep. So that's what I'm trying to do. This podcast is not about like, I have to use things that bring in people and make them want to talk, because a lot of people just don't Like if I just put if I put, let's all learn to have a discussion, like no one would come in. So this is the hard part, which is why I'm trying to grow. But unfortunately, it means growing slowly. By the way, Anna, the person who's running in Iowa is running for a state seat. I was mistaken. I thought it was a federal, but it's a state seat. But her episode's coming out next week for an Iowa state seat. Which, by the way, she's very sweet, and I hope she wins because she's a pretty cool person. Hurts your empathetic heart. Same, AJ. That we are not going to get shit for governor. Well, there's a lot of people doing a lot of work, myself included, to try and help make sure that doesn't happen. Just so everyone knows, no matter which section you are, in 10 minutes, the new episode is releasing here. So if you're not following over on the tube, 10 minutes, the new episode's coming out. So make sure you watch and thumbs up it. Watch it and then thumbs up it. So don't thumbs up it right away. Watch it first, because that will tell the algorithm that you're not just liking it because it's me, but because you actually like it. But things like likes and shares and comments, they help push it to other people. So but I wanted to move, but I know my stake can be blue. I just want to stay and fight. Yeah, that's fair. Even as an empath, am having a hard time not shielding myself and hardening my stance, but it's getting harder. No, it's understandable, Clara. It's understandable completely. There are days where I want to have no empathy at all. And I'm like, you know what? We're gonna not be empathy. Like, there are days where I'm like that. But in general, I can't get away from it. But there are definitely days where I feel that way. Earlier, but I had to leave the chat. Can you tell us why the current CR is not clean? It's not clean. So a clean CR would mean that what it is funding, what it is paying for, is exactly the same as what so Mike Johnson is saying that is the exact same CR that was signed in March. It's not, because things like PBS aren't being funded anymore, USAID aren't being funded anymore, and many, many other things aren't being funded anymore. So it's not clean. It is a different CR. Oh yeah, Mike Johnson lies about as much as the president does at this point. The big beautiful bill changed it. Yep. You right, Lily. Mike Johnson lives to lie. I mean, it's a continuing resolution, and that's fine. I don't care if people are like, I'm glad that stuff's not being funded. Just don't say it's a clean CR when it's not. That's the problem, is that they're saying that it's a clean CR when it's not a clean CR. That's it. It doesn't change the fact that they're not negotiating to get the votes, which is what they're required to do. That's the whole purpose of the filibuster. As long as you aren't being rude, you're protecting your peace and doing nothing wrong. I'm an awful people pleaser, so I think she's trying to shock me out of it. They believe their own lies. They are willing to view things in a certain way that allow them to justify how they see things. Look, I didn't even know you could there were hearts that you could tap on the tube side. What's that? I didn't even know that was a thing. Do you guys know you could tap hearts on the tube side? That's cool. I wonder if that helps push it out to more people too. He was today years old when he learned. Wait. He was. Wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry, now I was playing with things. I don't even know if you could hear any of that. See, we're learning all these new things. All right. I'm going to go right until 12 o'clock. So don't leave, but I'm going to go right until 12. So right when I end, you guys can go watch the new episode when it comes out. But I'm going to say before I forget, if you're over on TikTok, make sure you collect your points. Make sure you if you watch my stuff on TikTok, please like it, share it, repost it. Those all help. Follow in all the places. Watch all the stuff. Share it with your friends. If you can share the stuff over on the tube with 5 people you know, that actually would help me out a lot. Like if you know 5 people that might be interested in some of my content, that would help me out a lot. 5, just 5 people. That's all you need is 5 people. I have a ton of things to do the rest of my day, so I'll see everybody tomorrow. Love you, Lisa. Bye. Bye, Laura. Another great morning. It was a great morning. Hey, Shug. Look at that. 47 likes over on the tube. That's crazy. Gotta pick up my daughter from our audition soon. Well, I hope it went super well. Do you all know their vanity size? Oh, yeah. There's been vanity sizing for a long time. It's messed up. We should do a YouTube party. We should. I'm considering like one day a week only talking on YouTube. Like I'll put something up on TikTok, but only really be talking. But we'll see. Hey, thank you. Thank you, AJ. I wish I knew more people in Charlotte to share this with, because I think there's a lot of people in Charlotte that would like it. It's Charlotte. But I actually don't know many people. All the people that I used to know have moved out for various reasons. So I actually don't know many people on in Charlotte anymore, which is crazy. Your comments at the beginning of that's true. That's true. You're a natural 3, but now you're a 0. Yeah. Yeah. It's vanity sizing is vanity sizing. Yeah. So they basically the same size, they decrease the number on it so people think that they're a smaller size or they're not becoming a bigger size. Do you post in Discord? Yes. Yep. Yes, sir. In my Discord, there's a social media thing. So anytime anything gets posted, it goes up there. So again, also 7:30 tonight Eastern. If you saw Papa Shug, or Shugrath, if you're on the tube, I'm going to be interviewed by him tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. I am going to go live on the tube just because I think there are a lot of people in this community that don't use Twitch. So if you want to see the interview, it'll also be live there. But if you are on Twitch, you should join Shug on his live because we also want to help him grow. But if you just like, I don't use Twitch, I never will use Twitch, it'll also be live over here. So at least you guys can see it and be involved in it. So, and the weekly Unrapture party, there you go. All right, we got 1 minute, and technically it's a little bit past. I think it's like 12:00. I'm going to keep an eye. When it says that it's gone live, then I'm going to end. So it's going to go live in just a couple minutes. Yep. It's 11:59, and technically it doesn't go on right on 12. It's like almost 12:01 that it does it. I swear my ass is smaller. I wear an 8 now. Yeah, vanity sizing is kind of a mess. This was a lot of fun, and it was really cool seeing so many people over on the tube talking. So I don't know what the XP is. I think that's just like so if you're the number ones, those are like the number one chatters, and number two are like the number two like chatters and involved. Like I'm not exactly sure, but you just got the notification. Yep, it just went live. All right, guys. Thank you for everyone on TikTok. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the gifts. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. For everyone that went over and followed on the tube and were involved over there, thank you so much. If you haven't, go where are you on live later? So, we're going to be on the tube later. So 7:30 Eastern time. We're going to be on the tube. Thank you so much for everyone on the tube. I will see you guys hopefully back on here tonight, 7:30 Eastern time, where I get interviewed by Shug. If you aren't on Twitch, go out, touch some grass, do something fun. You guys are amazing just the way you are, and I love you all very much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Remember to sing, laugh, dance, smile, do something that makes you happy. And go watch the new episode. Bye, guys. Goodbye, YouTube.